It's not unusual to be loved by anyone, but
No, 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 no,
a
no,
new
no.
episode of Beef Wine and Shenanigans
Yay.
can be unusual at times. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at it again. Denise Tapscott, Mark
Hello.
Abbott, Kirk Johnson, and myself, Stephen Van Patten, as the name says right there in the back. Hey, um,
I need one of those.
it's been a yes, you do. It's been a hell of a month already.
Oof.
October, spooky season, as claimed by the four of us. We are your four horsemen of Halloween and horse
Mhm.
lady, rather. Um, let's get into it. So, of course, everyone is rushing to put new scary shit out
Mhm.
for our enjoyment, but
Yeah.
enjoyment may not not quite be hitting, folks. And I'm just gonna jump right into this. So Max, which is no longer HBO, and I got to tell you, as an older dude,
Yeah.
I'm getting sick. I'm getting sick of y'all renaming shit.
Rebranding. Motherfucker.
That's a horror story in itself.
That is that
That
is,
part.
and it's
Yeah.
annoying, and it's annoying,
Yeah.
and it's like it's pointless. I would get if y'all renamed MTV
Yes.
because they don't play music.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, that's true.
Name that shit something else. I got that.
Yeah.
We have succumbed to the destruction of society on an intellectual level, so we are now going to call ourselves reality TV. All you gotta do, change one letter. And this is speaking to somebody who worked there for 12 years. And because of that 12 years, I tend to refer to the M as microaggressions. But that's
Yeah. Yeah.
that is a sad tales for another day. Shout out to Courtney Love. Anyway, um so Max
Yeah.
had the nerve to reboot, of all things that you could reboot, Salem's Lot. And
Yeah.
that is going to be the thing we are about to dissect right now. So, if you haven't seen it, and we're planning on seeing it, what you're
Don't.
about to experience next is some spoilers
I won't say that.
that will, I don't know, probably deter you from it. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to real quick just say my piece on it. Um, and then I'm gonna let everybody else go because I feel like everybody else has slightly stronger feelings. Um, I I got such a kick
Yeah.
out of one of the characters being black
Mhm.
that, and for those of you that fully know the mythos of Salem's Lot, then you know there is an 11, 12-year-old character by the name of Mark Petrie who ends up doing the damn thing
Yep.
throughout the book. Um, but for this particular version, he was played by a young man named Jordan Preston Carter,
Which was good.
Mm.
It
and
was good.
he
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he
and
did.
he brought it.
Yes, he did.
I'm gonna say I'm just gonna speculate right now and say he's got a fantastic future ahead of him. If there is any justice in this world, this
Oh,
boy,
then he doesn't.
yes. Oh well, all right.
Not America.
Damn, man.
Maybe in England.
Kirk, you'll have your
Oh, Lord.
chance. You'll have your chance to deflate all the balloons. Just let me finish. Just let me finish this point. I think I think the just for the couple of scenes that this boy basically rules,
Yeah.
Mhm.
um, it's going to be great. It's going to be a great life for him. At least that's what I'm sensing. That's what I hope, and everything
Mhm.
else. Now let's talk about if you are someone who actually read the book saw the original version starring David Soul, saw the reboot in the early 2000s starring Rob Lowe.
Right.
Any
Oh,
of
yeah.
these,
Yeah.
any of these were, I mean, the Rob Lowe thing actually is, it had its
Yeah.
ups and downs. But the one thing that those versions succeed in is that they tell the story that's actually in the book.
Mhm.
And in the book, so well crafted by, of course, the God MC himself, Stephen King. Yeah, there's character development, there's suspense, there's reason to care. What happens with this particular reboot is, at least in my opinion, it is a Salem's Lot speed date.
Oh.
There's a lot of stuff that, if you are a fan of the book, glossed the fuck over. But Mark, here is the question I'm going to pose to you. If this movie were not named Salem's Lot, and this was just random vampire movie that you just happened to stumble upon some night after you finished talking shit with me, would you feel differently about it?
Oh.
No. I mean, the bottom line, it had no. Okay, here's the thing. So horror films, despite what people think and say about them, every horror movie is grounded in something. It has some kind of emotional tether to it, whether you're emotionally tied to the protagonist, the antagonist, and vampire films from Dracula all the way down to even the Last Voyage of the Demeter.
Right.
We have some kind of emotional hold. We don't get to know any of these people long enough to have that. We never get a chance. I mean, we kind of get an idea about Mark, but the original piece, even you saw him interact with his dad. You kind of got a sense of like why he was the way he was. You know, in this, he's just a new kid. You know, people are punking him or doing whatever.
They ain't punking
There's
for long.
That's true.
Yeah.
We don't get a sense of even Stryker. In the original, even with the original the other two miniseries, we get to know Stryker a little bit. You know, he owns a shop. He's very refined. You don't get that he's up to something sinister right away. And it almost felt like, okay, we're going to skip all that prologue stuff. And we're going to put it in a montage scene at the beginning of the movie. And then we're going to just jump right into the film. And it's like, so we never get to know the people of Salem's Lot. So even if it was a regular vampire film, something would have been missing from that for me. Because I would have been like, well, why do I even care about these people? Why should I? What is the emotional value for me for this piece? And I think that was the first thing I noticed when I watched it. I was like, this movie has this has no heart. It's got no heart in it. I mean, it's got some great scenes. You know, there's one. I'm not even going to mention the one that I thought was like, I was like, wow, I don't even think I would have came up with that at the drive-in. But beyond that, it was sort of like this felt like a fan film. Somebody who liked Salem's Lot was like, ooh, I want to make a Salem's Lot movie. And it's
like an exec who greenlighted it and then got fired.
You know what this should have been?
Right.
Did any of you ever happen to have, well, I'm sure Steven has. Any of you two had the misfortune of seeing a Return to Salem's Lot
No,
by
I think
Larry
I
Cohen?
did. I think I did.
I did not.
This could have been that
Mm.
and better. Done in a
Mm.
better
Yeah.
fashion. Yeah,
Yeah.
Steven's holding his head. Yeah.
Yeah.
He and I fell for that. I saw it in the video store. Was like, ooh,
Mm-hmm.
a return to, oh
Mm-hmm.
boy.
I
Salem's.
ran home
And I
and
and I
then
ra-
not
and I
happy. Yeah.
ran back because I had to do there was Return to Salem's Lot and there was my movie, The Return to the Video Store, which was like,
Return to the
y'all gonna have to give me something else than this.
Right.
Like,
This
just
ain't doing
hold
it.
on to this. I'll be back. I need to get something else because this was
Yeah.
crap.
Yeah, Return to Salem's Lot was
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
But
Mm.
I
that was yeah.
I don't know what happened with, and you know what? I should have known something was wrong
Mhm.
when I turned it on and I went down to the little marker to see, and it was like an hour and 30 minutes, and I was like, an
Uh-oh.
hour and 30 minutes?
And
Like,
and yeah, because
Yeah.
truth be told,
you
I thought this was going to be a series.
that's what I thought.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I
I
did.
thought we were
And I
going
was
to
like,
get it
oh,
nice and drawn out.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
even how do you mess up the sequence with the Glick boy's mother?
Mm.
Hmm.
Mm.
Like, we don't even like,
Mm.
even with that in the original, we got a sense of the mom's disparaging, even in the Rob Lowe version, which I thought that was
The Rob Lowe
crazy.
version, yeah.
When the father hears the noise and turns the light on, and the boy is drinking from the mother's wrist
Mhm.
in the dark, I'm like,
Mhm.
they
Yeah.
come in. Oh, she
Yeah.
died of a heart attack this morning. Wow, really?
There's a lot of telling and no showing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
A
Yes.
lot of telling.
Yeah. Yeah.
That means somebody cut shit out.
Mhm.
I can't help but feel maybe the director had extra stuff, and who the execs were like, we need to cut it down to so and so minutes. I can't help but feel that.
We're gonna, and so here's the thing. I'm gonna gloss over the fact that Stephen King actually himself is listed as an EP and signed off on this and
Yeah,
and
that's
whatever.
just checks in the mail. Yeah.
That's just because it's just checks in the mail, and don't we all need money?
Yeah.
But Denise,
Yes.
did you find anything salvageable at all?
So to be 2000% honest, I was watching the movie and I was watching the Saints play the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I was multitasking. I'm gonna be honest with you. So I did not finish the movie, but
which you could.
Yeah.
The movie's only an hour and a half or something.
Right.
The Chief Saints game will go on well past that.
It's true. It's true.
The movie's faster than the game.
Wow.
Salvageable. I would say that the cinematography is actually really beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked when they were going through the house and you see like all of the candles were lit. I like when the two boys were in the forest and like how the night sky looked with the silhouettes of the trees and stuff, like all of that. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. That is what's keeping my attention. The rest of it, no. I don't like the characters. I don't like the chick with the bangs. Yeah, I am not pleased.
Yeah, there were certain characters that were definitely just sort of like throwaways. Like,
yeah, they're just stereotypical. Like there's
the
like the
Petrie couple,
girl.
the Petrie couple,
Yeah.
the parents, like they got no love.
None.
They got no love whatsoever. A follow-up question, Denise. Do you think that this was because I called it Salem's Lot, the speed date, right?
Yeah.
But do you think this was orchestrated like that for a younger audience?
For a younger audience, no.
Meaning,
but for an audience with shorter attention spans, absolutely. Now that all of us are on social media and are looking at TikTok and Instagram and everything is so much faster now, because younger people, they're not going to care about the story that took place in 1975. And the music and all that, it's nostalgic for us. But younger generations, no, they're not. No, this is just, let's watch something really fast and like get your attention. Yeah, that's what I think.
Right.
Younger people aren't going to really care about it.
And
even the teenagers.
I bring that up. I mean, because hey, we are the ages that we are.
Yes, 523.
Exactly. There's that. There's the fact that I had one stagehand because, so here's the thing, and Kirk knows this, and Kirk probably goes through this too. Whenever either of us work at CBS, we invariably get approached about what either of us thought about X movie, Y movie, Z movie. Maybe myself more than Kirk, I'm not really sure. But actually one of my sports commentators actually suggested Substance, this Demi Moore thing that's out that's apparently very compelling, and maybe we'll do that next week. But just getting back to Salem's Lot, I had a stagehand come up to me, and I'm not going to tell Kirk which stagehand, so
he probably figured it out.
Depends.
Actually, I don't even know if Kirk
works with him,
interacts with this cat too much, but he ran up like, when I didn't give him the full, oh, that shit was dope. No, he was actually like taking it back, like, no, I thought it was great. I thought mind you, he's neither Siskel or Ebert, but I'm gonna say again, just piggybacking off this last bit, it's like when you come into a situation with preconceived notions of how shit should be, and that's kind of why I asked Mark what I asked Mark, because it's almost like, and I've had this conversation about a couple of things. I've had this conversation about these Joker movies, even though I didn't see the second one. And so my issue with the first Joker movie was that this didn't feel so much like the Joker as like you could have easily named that movie How to Build an Incel.
Yeah.
And that's why I always had problems with it. And just to kind of add to it a little bit, I have a stand-up comedian friend. Does warm up for different shows and whatever. And I ended up having drinks with him right after this movie came out because he was in his feelings. Because and this is why I'm not mentioning his name, because I don't necessarily need the FBI to go check him out or anything like that, because he's harmless. He really is, trust me. But I think he saw too much of that movie in his life.
Yeah.
He saw too much of a reflection.
Right.
And it fucked him up. And that's why I was always, I'm probably the only person that was lukewarm on that first Joker movie. But that's kind of how that was what I walked away with.
You are going to hate the second one. Absolutely. I would say, well, yeah, you're going to hate it.
Okay, so I'll tell you something funny. My best friend, Julian DeArmas.
Julian.
Right.
Julian and Danny.
Now, Julian, years ago, Julian and I went to see Sucker Punch.
Right.
Wow.
Another, which is probably the first in what is a long line of Zack Snyder vision tests.
Right.
Because seriously, as all three of you know, like if I were an eye doctor, I would probably show Zack Snyder films in my lobby. So then when my patients come in for the exam and I say, hey, by the way, did you happen to see the movie outside? Oh yeah, this happened, that happened, this happened, that happened. Oh man, get the fuck out of here. Your vision's fine. But
oh gosh.
But so we go Sucker Punch. And I'm walking out of the theater like, oh my God, what the fuck did I just spend all this time watching?
Yeah.
He was he was acting like we just walked out of Citizen Kane 2.
Wow. Wow.
And to this day, like, and I should probably bring him on just so he can talk about this one night.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
But yeah, he loves basically, Julian's a graphic artist.
Yeah, yeah, right.
And so if it's pretty, it's gonna get his attention.
Visually stunning. It was visually stunning. Yeah.
He's not as worried about the story as I am.
Right.
Me, if the story's shit, I don't care what it was. Because that's me.
Right.
Yeah.
So I say all that to say he hated it.
Yeah.
He hated Joker too. So I'm like he literally was like bold letter texting me, do not go see this. And he never does that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I will say this without any spoilers whatsoever. It's kind of like if you're presented with all these ingredients for an awesome meal.
Yeah.
And the appetizers were great for the first movie.
Mm.
The second movie, you have these same awesome ingredients and you're getting a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
There you go.
Like, everyone did their job. Like, it was great acting. But, and like the musical parts, they were not as annoying as I thought they were going to be. But they definitely missed a mark. Just, this is DC. You suck.
But
that's how I felt.
But somebody told me Lady Gaga doesn't even really sing, which
nobody really sings.
So
there's some parts where she does sing, but the music adds to the insanity of the characters and the feel, the mental illness.
Right.
So it's kind of part of like the environment. So it fit. It wasn't like amazing, but it fit. Okay. It's not going to be like when she's singing all these amazing songs that she wrote. It's not like that.
But then, if I dare say, then why cast Lady Gaga? Because if you want singing,
right?
They don't want singing,
which she is completely capable of.
Yeah,
they don't want singing.
All right. Well,
yeah. So I would say this. I would say, watch it knowing it's not going to be up to your expectations, and then we can discuss it, because I don't want to give like any spoilers. It's not bad like Mark said. It's not bad like Lamb is bad. It's not bad like that last M. Night Shyamalan where you're like, you have a concert to try to get the serial killer. It's not that kind of bad. It's just really disappointing is what it is. Yeah. I would say it's disappointing.
And getting back to that, yes, I think that's very fair. Getting back to that, it's like for me, the actual unbelievable part is, a pop star that cares enough that they're going to risk their lives to help catch a serial killer. It's
right. She's even going to go to his house.
Must with his be. Oh yeah, and literally But hey, M. Night, you got your daughter some shine.
Your daughter got to sing.
Your daughter got to sing. Yeah. Your daughter got to do some shit that most of America will never get to do in a movie, in real
Put my
life,
baby girl into a concert.
Anything. Anything. Like I don't know what kind of Christmas present she's gonna buy him, but holy shit.
Yeah.
That better be good, whether he celebrates Christmas or not. Kurt.
Yeah.
Here's something I'm gonna hit you with real quick. So, what do you have a harder time believing in? Vampires or black people in 1970s Maine?
Oh. He has to take a drink.
Why does he look like he's
vampires?
And that's why we love Kirk Johnson, ladies.
Because black people are everywhere.
Yes, they are.
Kirk looked
vampires
like he's
ain't.
about to ask you for your papers. Your papers, please.
Your papers, please.
Mr. Johnson.
Mr. Van Patten.
Your papers.
Your papers. Your
I'd
papers.
like to say, I'd like to add that this film streaming atrocity is a perfect antithesis to Zack Snyder's other atrocity, the Justice League, where the Justice League had much too much fat and needed to be cut lean, where this one they cut all the lean and the fat. They left us nothing. I tell you, gentlemen, I've been binge watching Hannibal this weekend.
Oh.
And if Hannibal was a film buff as we are,
yes,
and a horror film buff at that,
Mm-hmm.
I would predict that I would say possibly a quarter, if not a half, of the executive pool of Max Studios would be, what's the word I'm looking for? Extinguished.
English.
And there would be a slew, there would be an extravaganza of dinner parties held by Mr. Lecter with sweetmeats from exotic parts of certain executives' hind parts.
Oh, yes, sir.
That's what that's all I can say about that is.
Immaculately spoken.
The butcher, the baker, the wife, and his lover kind of action.
Oh, no. Don't mention that movie. Denise, don't ever mention that movie in my presence again.
Man, I got to tell you, I watched the movie, and two people stuck out to me that were phenomenal that I loved in terms of character, and and to back up, Steve was saying, and Mark, Steve was saying about that young black actor. No, he was great, and the dude who played the teacher, was beautiful. And I could not help but think of Mark, our dear friend, our dear buddy Mark.
I thought about him too.
Right, as those two characters. The one with the teacher was the older Mark, and the young boy was the young Mark. That's why I texted y'all. Mark is our hero.
Yes.
and that was the most delight I got out of that.
Oh gosh, like when all the teachers are standing there looking at the cute kids fighting.
Yeah, and I saw Mark.
Yeah, he's like,
once he said that line that was like brilliant, like he knew about vampires. Now you got to find out about the other motherfuckers. Once he said that, I was like, that nigga's Mark. And when that kid had all the paraphernalia in his room with the cross and shit,
that
was Mark.
Yeah.
That was Mark.
That was Mark. I couldn't help but think with the glasses and everything.
I thought it was funny. I don't know if you guys noticed, but he had the little black Mark he had a bunch of like dioramas and action figures and everything else like that.
Yes, he did.
But he also had a poster from a blaxploitation movie.
Yes, he did.
He had Sugar Hill on the wall.
Yes.
When I go back and look at it.
Yes.
He
damn sure did. And I was like, I got it, but at the same time, I felt a little patronized. I was like,
Well, there's like a lot of those kind of nuggets.
Because they didn't flesh him out they fleshed him out, but not as much as you'd hope. Like his family life and everything.
They ain't flush anybody out.
They ain't flush anybody. Well, at least them two. I mean, shit. But all I know is this: that little nigga going to Clark Atlanta.
Oh my God! It will be interesting to see what college he ends up at. If he ends up at Clark,
hold on. Let's put it this way: if it's in the
put me on life support.
If it's in the 70s, it would be either Clark College or Atlanta University because Clark Atlanta didn't form until 88. So, but it does make sense why he does have the Sugar Hill poster because it's in the 70s, which then that's why I think we needed to know something about the father
Right.
Because
Right.
if his father gave him that pose, because first of all, that movie ain't something you take your kid to go
Right.
see.
Well, the other thing is not only that, but just what he was saying about, his ethos, for lack of a better term, that boy's ethos about bullies. That his, you know what I mean? That entire ethos he had.
Yeah, that you don't run away.
Pretty much moved the action forward in a lot of scenes. If it wasn't for him going like, you can't let bullies do that shit to you, or they're gonna keep doing it to you. You got to stand. He was 10 toes down on everything, and that was him. That part I enjoyed.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah.
But like I said, I mean, I haven't read the books, and I still realized that there was shit missing. There was content. There was context in a lot of the relationships that were going on, and understanding who the townspeople were really. Like to feel something for them motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Nothing, you know what I mean? This is
right.
If you was on a date and you was gonna do a quickie, you'd miss the movie. The movie's actually shorter than a quickie.
I have a question. I have a question for the great Stephen Van Patten.
Oh.
Yeah.
Please.
I want to know what your thoughts are on Barlow's look.
Oh. Yeah.
He had it.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay. So I did a little roundabout research sort of thing and found out that this cat, and the name escapes me, he was doing like sort of online cosplay stuff.
Oh.
And got himself kind of popular. And then now he's playing Kurt Barlow, who, that's outside of Dracula, Varney, Elizabeth Bathory. I'll run it down. Like if you're gonna go top 10, Barlow comes in, I'd say 6, 7.
Okay.
And you gotta expect certain, like I've seen, so having done that little bit of look around, I've seen what he looks like without any makeup.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I'd cast that motherfucker, sure.
Oh, word.
Nice.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah. You know what he reminded me of? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go. Who did he remind you of? Because I was just about to say something myself along those lines.
The vampires from 30 Days of Night.
Oh,
yes.
That's the first thing I thought of when I saw him. I was like,
okay.
Yes. Any of those extra vampires from 30 Days of Night. That's what he reminded me of.
That is, wow. Exactly. Especially the jaw construction or whatever the fuck that was, or chin or lack thereof. Yeah, that definitely was a thing.
Wow.
Yeah. He also kind of reminded me of, what's his name? Adam Driver a little bit.
Oh,
okay, I see that. Yeah, I can see that.
He's a good actor.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic actor.
Absolutely.
I'm not taking anything away
from him. He's not. Yeah.
But
he's not cute. He's not handsome. And like John Oliver's like, oh, Adam Driver, and I'm like, no, not a love interest. No, not at all. No.
So wait. So you saw that movie he was in called The Duel with Matt Damon, and you were like, yeah, that nigga raped her.
I'm like, I didn't watch it because you guys were like, I was like, I'm not watching this. Hell no.
Oh
no.
I actually didn't see that. Saw the trailers, whatever. So did I like it? I mean, it was adequate. The look was adequate. It wasn't earth-shattering. It wasn't anything new. Unfortunately, I didn't I didn't walk away from the takeaways I got from this. Definitely were not, oh, y'all did something really dope and different with this family.
Oh yeah, I'm not getting that.
No. So
if anything, when I'm watching the bits that I've seen, I feel like, because I've read so many Stephen King stories, I'm like looking for hints of other Stephen King things, like the teacher's wearing like a Red Sox jacket, like that's what I'm looking for. But you shouldn't look for nuggets like that. You should just have like this nice, strong story, not the hints from like,
Mhm.
oh, was that Cujo over there? Should I know what that is? Yeah, like, yeah.
No, I you know what? I'm gonna not necessarily disagree, but
Mhm.
I'm gonna say actually I think that would have been a nice touch because hey, what the
Mhm.
fuck was the point of the Dark Tower, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
That
Right.
weaves all of that into one thing. And when you're
Yeah.
first going through Dark Tower, you just see this guy, this cowboy dude. You're not
Right.
expecting Barlow to show up,
Yeah.
Mhm.
but he
Yeah.
does.
Hmm.
You
Oh,
know?
you know who the cowboy was?
Oh,
Stryker.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He was the that's the actor. That's Euron Greyjoy.
is that who that is?
Yeah, from Game of Thrones.
Oh.
Okay.
That was
Yeah.
Euron.
Okay.
That's why it
Oh.
was so bad.
Greyjoy.
That's why his portrayal was so bad. That was Euron. I was like, oh, why is it so stale? Why? Like he tries to come
Oh,
off like
you
that
are.
Malcolm McDowell.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Like he tries to have that
Yeah.
kind of air, but it's not there.
Hmm.
And it was like, ugh, this motherfucker.
I I well, apparently there was also outside of Stephen King. I guess somebody went and consulted um John Carpenter
Okay.
because
Mm.
what the hell's up with the glowing cross?
Right.
I was like, because all I kept
Vampires.
thinking was the fog, and when the cross
Yes.
started, I'm like,
Yes.
Oh.
the
But
cross is
they did the glowing cross
in the
thing.
book.
Yes, I want to say it was in the book. I want to say they did it in the 70s.
In the 70s. In the 70s. Yeah, because they have
I
the
Dims.
remember
water
That
It
does sound
for
dims.
familiar.
the
That
holy
does sound
water.
familiar.
I know
Father
the holy
Callahan. The thing
water.
with Father,
Yeah.
the holy water, but the thing with Father Callahan, like in the book, and the only reason I'm really clear on this is because I actually read this in a speech class in college.
Nice.
Oh,
That
wow.
that
Very
scene with Father
nice.
Callahan confronting, that was actually my first horror read. Yeah, believe it or not.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
so yeah, Father Callahan. I remember the cross was glowing.
Hmm.
Um, and then after he gets Mark out of there, and Mark does the whole "I'm going to kill you" and
Yeah.
everything else like that, like in the 70s, and you're like an 800, and that's the funny thing. You're like an 800-year-old vampire, and 11-year-old talks about "I'm going to kill you." Yeah, that's got to be the funniest shit ever. Like really? Are you
Many,
fucking
many have
We
many have tried.
many
Many have
have
tried.
many
many,
many
Many.
many.
many
800 years old. Yeah.
like
It's like,
like 50 Cent, many men wish death on me. Put a stake in my chest, oh Lord. But you're not gonna catch me, Lord. Um,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
That was for
I
Diddy.
that was no Diddy.
Oh,
No,
No
no,
no.
Diddy.
I said no, I meant the song was probably for Diddy. Him
Oh
and Diddy
shit.
had beef, so that's how that goes.
Oh.
oh,
Oh.
Oh.
Well,
Yeah.
wherever 50 Cent is right now, he must be damn amused.
He is.
Yeah.
He's singing that
Because
song right now. He calling
right,
up Diddy's
yeah.
lawyer, going, "Many men."
Oh, my stars.
So what was I saying? Yeah, so there was some glowage, I want to say, in the original in the original thing.
Right.
But I mean, to Mark's point,
Mhm.
like it's one thing to read it, it's a one thing to kind of have it kind of hinted at,
Mhm.
In 77, but I these that was like full blown GE.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
No, he's right. That was
It's
straight.
like zoom.
Oh wow.
It's
That
like
was like,
are these motherfuckers Jedi's now? Like what the
yeah.
hell is this? It's like
I was looking for orcs and shit. I thought it was a Glamdring.
right.
Well, I think I'm
Mark.
still gonna watch it. I'm still gonna watch it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
gonna finish watching it.
yeah,
yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
might. I
finish watching
mean,
it.
might
yeah,
as
you
well.
might as
Yeah,
well.
I mean, my expectations were like down
Because
here
you gotta
anyway.
no,
So.
because you gotta see how the little boy handles
Yes,
business.
this is true.
You
This is
yeah.
gotta
very
see
true.
that. You gotta
Yeah,
see that.
Mhm.
absolutely. Yeah.
He's got the highest body count outside of the vampires, actually.
Mhm.
The funny part.
Nice. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm gonna continue to watch it
Yeah.
for sure.
I
Yeah.
love little
Yeah.
Mark Abbott. I do.
They did. I did too. And I don't know how I felt about Alfre Woodard. She was in it too.
She was misused.
Yeah,
She
she
was
was.
misused.
Yeah.
She was totally misused. That should have been more screen time, more everything. Because first of all, premier underrated black actress, and not for nothing, she needs to be in more shit, especially now that Cicely Tyson and all these other people are gone.
yeah.
She's being like good stuff.
Yes.
Good stuff, not just
Yes.
checks in the mail stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
Well,
Yeah.
good stuff is lacking in Hollywood nowadays and streaming services as well. So
it's nice. It's nice to see that to see us in horror.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The most unexpected actors are popping up in it, and that's a lot of fun. That's a lot of fun to see.
Yeah.
So
Niecy Nash, she's actually really, really good in Grotesquerie. Yeah.
I was about to ask about that.
Into that.
Ooh-wee. She's
because
really, really good.
When I should have been sleeping and getting ready to go do this football show, and I'm going to blame Denise for this. I stayed up and watched these 4 episodes, and so I feel like that she kicked that door open for herself, Niecy Nash, through that tour de force performance she put in that Dahmer series.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. I think that and Nails. She did that TV show. Claws. Yeah, the TV series Claws. Yeah.
Claws.
Nails. Claws.
Yeah.
Nails.
I never saw that. I didn't figure I was actually the demographic for that show. So
I don't think you're the demographic for that.
I kind of
no.
Even though I love her, even though I love her to death.
Yeah.
I'm
the guy from is on that show though. He plays her autistic brother. Yeah.
From
Harold Perrineau?
Yeah, is that the lead guy in From?
Yeah.
The lead guy in From?
Yes.
Oh,
he's in Claws. He plays her autistic brother, and he's doing this whole thing. He's an amazing actor.
Yes.
He's an awesome actor.
Yeah,
seriously.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Harold Perrineau. Since Oz.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oz.
Young Hearts.
Him
free.
Oh, Romeo and Juliet.
Yes.
He played Mercutio.
I played on both your houses. He was brilliant.
Although they did the black man thing to him. Remember the movie The Edge?
In the Edge,
he was the first to go. Got killed by the bear.
Well, I mean, again, just like when I was about to take the tour to Nightmares, and they grouped me up with the 6 white women from Hair and Makeup.
Yeah. Oh no!
So I walked up, I got into my group, and I was like, "Well, I guess we know who's dying in this movie."
Right.
Yeah. And meanwhile. And meanwhile, they were screaming their heads off. And I'm like, I'm trailing behind them saying hi to the monsters like I'm Frank Sinatra walking through the Sands Hotel. Hey, how you doing? What's going on? Yeah, good to see you. Hey, tell Paulie to call me. Call me.
How you doing?
Hey, Invisible Man, haven't seen you in a while. How you doing?
Hey,
looking good. But no, what was I saying? Oh,
Grotesquerie and Niecy Nash.
Grotesquerie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I can't. So 2 things occurred to me over this weekend. Grotesquerie.
Grotesquerie, yeah.
Right? Grotesquerie?
I think so. Yeah,
yes, I think that's right. Grotesquerie, that was one. Your fault, Denise, for my lack of sleep. Thing number 2, this last episode of The Penguin.
Oh, I haven't watched it yet. Ooh,
man! And I'm not gonna say anything,
the first 2.
The looks on the faces, I feel like I'm alone in this one.
Oh man, I'm gonna watch that before I finish Salem's Lot. That's what I'm gonna do.
Listen, we started The Penguin.
Okay.
And I was gonna say something earlier about what Denise said about the Joker. So I'm going to just touch on this because it's an observation I've made. every villain in Batman can successfully have their own spin-off except the Joker.
Agreed.
Okay.
Yeah, I would agree.
Because his psychosis and the reason why he does what he does doesn't fit well as a singular story.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was the problem I had with the first one, because I was like, how do you tell this story without the Batman?
Thank you.
Because
Thank you.
it's everything he does is because
of Batman.
I said that I told the kids this the other week. We were talking about story structure. And I asked them about, I said, we were talking about villains, and I was like, you have to understand that the Joker cannot exist. I said every villain can exist without Batman except the Joker. Because, I said, remember what the Joker's whole purpose is, to push Batman to a point to see how far he can push him. And for him, the fun is watching him get all the way to that edge, but not going over it. And I said to them, I said, remember, if you saw The Dark Knight, he said, you can't kill me because of your code. And I can't kill you because you're too much
fun.
And I said, and even going back to what Alfred said, he goes, I don't understand this man. And he goes, some men just want to watch the world burn. Right. There's no purpose behind why he does. So when you get something like the Penguin, where we sat there, that first episode, when what's his name's son comes in there, and we're sitting there, Ben was like, I'm waiting for him to kill this man.
Right.
I just don't know when he's going to do it, but he's going to. And for a minute, I was like, oh, no, he's not going to do it till he started putting him down. And I was like, oh,
here we go.
And he shot him up. That was like,
he did.
That was Kings of New York type shot.
It was.
And what I love about that, he shot him and then was like, oh, shit. It's like, wait, now I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do.
How am I gonna get out of this? Yes.
I got a question for you, Mark. I got a question for you. I'm not gonna play devil's advocate. I hate the idea of devil's advocate. I'm just gonna say that I wonder about that though with the Joker, right? Because I'll be a newbie for this. Could the Joker, if they do a show on the Joker alone, could it still be as an escalation of the psychosis of the Joker? Kind of like a serial killer. Serial killer starts off in a way and he builds up into this other thing. You know what I mean? So like his final form, his final adversary would be the Batman. And it'd still be a situation where you've seen all the other people he's fucked with and kind of like to develop that kind of homicidal trickster psychosis that he has. And then he encounters the Batman and finding out that it's the most fun he's had. Like everyone else becomes almost like season 1, you see him fucking with people and like a gangster, and the gangster breaks and he breaks him. Season 2, it escalates to another individual and he escalates his antics to such a degree that he breaks him also. And it becomes almost like child's play at this point for that character until you get to the Batman. And then the Batman is like the one that he's not so easily broken. So now his
becomes a fixation for him.
Yeah, his reason for life now is to do this Batman, to break the Batman, because he's broken other people.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. He's broken He's broken chess players. He's broken data analysts. He's broken politicians. He's broken gangsters. He's
Mm-hmm.
broken men that are supposed to be smarter than him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
And
gonna
I like that.
I'm gonna tack on one little thing that I
Mhm.
think would be interesting,
Yeah.
and I feel it's been kind of glossed over. It's
Mhm.
it's it's been stated, hinted at, maybe little things here and there. His turnout of Harley Quinn.
Mm.
Hmm.
You see what I mean? Exactly. Like he's done it
Oh,
before, and he can
and I'm
turn out.
gonna
So he turns out Harley Quinn, and he still kind of keeps her around because she now wants to do this thing with the Batman with him. But he's turned out other people before.
Mm-hmm.
so
Hmm.
then I'm gonna say a very uncomfortable truth to you, Kirk.
Mm.
Oh.
That would work
Mm-hmm.
with Jared Leto's Joker. It cannot, and I'll explain why.
Okay,
Hmm.
okay, okay.
Mm.
That
Jared.
Joker,
Glam Joker?
that that Joker
Right,
is gangster.
right.
What you're talking about, that's a gangster. The other Jokers, Heath Ledger's Joker is a
Yes.
lot more, he is a lot more of a tactician
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
than he is someone who, if put it this way, if the Heath Ledger Joker
Mm-hmm.
went up
Mm-hmm.
against the Robert Pattinson Batman,
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
detective Batman,
Mm-hmm.
that would be an interesting dynamic.
Right.
Yeah.
If
Right.
you're talking about a man who's consistently, because here's the interesting thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember in The Dark Knight,
Yeah.
when the other gangsters come to see the Joker,
Uh-huh.
they don't fear him.
No.
They're just like, what the, you're nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In as much as you hated the glam Joker,
Mm-hmm.
remember that when they were in that bar, in that club, and he was like, oh, you're looking at my woman.
Right.
What do you
Mm-hmm.
think? And the dude is like, yo, I don't even want to
Right.
go there. Like almost like the Joe Pesci
Yeah,
in
no, no.
Goodfellas. Because
Right.
now you're scared because you know he's
But
crazy.
that
Yeah.
Leto, but yeah, because the Leto Joker is a psychopath. But I'll give you this. And I'll give the example I'm pulling from is Hannibal.
Okay.
Mm.
Because Hannibal, and though Will Graham is introduced at the same time Hannibal is,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
it's understood that character's been doing what he's been doing for a long time. And the fact that no one understood or realized that he was what he was.
Mm.
It can be the same thing for the Joker's character, being he can do all this fucked up thing to people and keep anonymity because he knows he can break them.
Mm.
And the reason he'll come out of anonymity is because Batman is so much harder to break.
Hmm.
Mm.
But would he,
But it
but
wouldn't
then
be
this, but
then
would this be
uh,
the Joker you're describing?
yeah.
Would this be the clown? Would this be the clown? Or would this be pre-clown?
Wait, the clown or who?
Or
He's or
pre-clown
pre-clown.
before
Yeah.
he
Oh,
becomes
it's
because
pre-clown. It's
bec
pre-clown. It's pre-clown.
okay, almost
It's pre-clown.
like the Riddler
It would
on
have
Gotham.
to. It would have
Right.
to.
It would
Yeah.
have to be.
Yeah,
Because
Yeah,
the
yeah.
he
clown is
would.
so
Right.
showy.
But
Yeah.
you see, wait, but you see, yeah. So the clown is him. I gotta kick my game up for this Batman. Before that, though,
Ah, I see
before
what
that,
you're
though,
saying.
he can be like a regular hitman, but likes to play these fucking games with everybody to such an
Mhm.
extent that
Mm-hmm.
people won't realize that he's actually that diabolical.
Oh,
He
that
slips
would be
under
a
the
good
radar of
Joker.
everybody.
Yeah,
Mm.
that
Nobody
would be an
sees him.
interesting one.
Nobody sees him until it's too late. And by the time they realize how bad he is, he's already did shit to him that they won't even want to talk about.
Yeah,
They would never even, oh, I can't. Or they're dead, or they kill themselves.
yeah.
Mhm.
People commit
Kinda-
suicide.
I get it. Kind of like Diddy.
Yes.
Cricket, 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 cricket.
Hey, Johnson and Johnson parties.
Oh no.
Yo, that's a
Oh
great one. Yeah, they're
gosh.
mad motherfuckers that are scared and like, well, who's this guy who has my pictures of this person with me? And It's like
Yeah.
what's
I
another
mean,
one?
that the Riddler was kind of like that in that last
Yeah,
Batman movie. In the
right.
Batman, the Riddler as that serial killer. Yeah, he
Yeah.
definitely had that edge, that kind of.
Smiley's People is another example. John le Carre, George Smiley, and his nemesis is Carla, and Carla had agents everywhere, and no one believed Smiley when Smiley was saying this. Nobody believed him that there's this diabolical motherfucker who's out there doing all this shit, and nobody knows about it.
Right.
There's another great one, The Wire, Barksdale.
Oh.
No one believed that some drug dealing black dude in the projects is so diabolical that he's able to be doing his work and no one's got a sniff of him. No one got fingerprints. No one even had a picture of what Barksdale looked like until they set up The Wire. Right? That you know that. So the Joker's like another form of diabolical that would create fear with everybody because he can have, let's say he has bodies everywhere and no one knows that it's him who's putting those
He's
bodies.
like a Kaiser Soze.
That's what I'm saying. And at the very last minute, the Batman broke him to such an extent that he had to go that far. He had to just go out of his place and say, "It's me. This is me. This is me." He starts flashing because
I like that.
Batman can't do it.
That would be a good one.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
I think that could work. That could work.
And it'd be that much scary, I think, because
you
know, when we were growing up, the Joker wasn't like that.
No, not at all.
It was Cesar Romero.
Well, yeah, on TV when we grew up and watched him.
Well, I mean,
but you read him in the comics.
But the thing is, I didn't read him in the comics. In my days, I was reading Conan and Warlord and shit. I wasn't doing superheroes. So this change for me was like, oh, so he's actually that much worse than everybody is.
Well, what he did to Drake,
what he did to Drake,
Death in the Family was horrible.
What he did to Batgirl, and Gordon. That's that. So you see how diabolical. Yeah.
For those of you out there that are trying to figure out what
that's Hannibal Lecter type shit right there. After seeing the show and seeing what he did with them people, he had motherfuckers eating.
How far are you into that, by the way? Oh,
dude,
okay, good. I was wondering if you got to the Eddie Izzard stuff.
Yeah, no, I finished it when it first came out.
All right.
This is my fifth watch of it.
Oh wow, okay.
Wow.
Brian Fuller, just on a tangent, Brian Fuller is, I think, one of the most underrated television showrunners around. After what he did with that and American Gods, and the cinematography and the imagery he's able to evoke out of these scenes, it's horrifying and haunting. I mean, if I was going to do some shit, I gotta just take lessons from that cat, because whatever he does, that shit sticks with you.
You know, it's funny you just bringing that up. You made me want to go watch that Anansi speech on the slave ship.
Yes, right.
Like,
that was him.
Like that. That's hard hitting right there.
Yeah.
That alone.
And then you know, Orlando Jones just bodied that.
Man.
Every day.
Yeah.
And with the Jesuses and the Easter party with all the Jesuses. I mean, just being able to, and that's not even in the book. No, it's in the book. It's in the book, but
is it?
It's in the book. No, it's in the book, but he just kind of adds a little bit of something to it that only Brian Fuller can bring out the weird like that. Brian Fuller can only bring out that kind of weird. Everybody else is an imitation.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say. But yeah, but I'm not going to see the Joker though. Say
or
that.
If you see
according to Julian, shout out to Julian.
Oh, Julian.
Hey, Julian.
Yay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
See it if there's absolutely nothing else you want to see, catch down screaming
But
don't pay a lot of money.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm already behind. I haven't even seen Beetlejuice yet. I have not seen Romulus.
Wow.
We have to do those on the show at some point.
I gotta watch Romulus again. Yeah.
Have we done them? We haven't done them season 2 either.
No, we barely glossed on it.
Didn't. We kind of glossed over it. I finished it a while ago.
I did too.
I got one more. Uzumaki. Do you remember?
You brought that up in
I haven't watched that yet.
Real quick, the art is like Heavy Metal 82. So the art isn't great, but it's in black and white, and
Mhm.
it's weird as fuck.
Weird
That's
is
all I gotta
good.
say.
Weird is good.
Weird ASF.
Mm.
And it's on Max.
And shout out to Brock Vereen, who's one of my former football player analyst cats over at CBS. He's the one that suggested Substance. And we talked long legs while everybody else stared at the two of us like, what are the two of them talking about? Because remember, we're in a bullpen with a bunch of people getting ready to do a football show.
Right.
Which is actually kind of funny.
But
yeah.
Real quick.
Yes.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there is a new Prey coming out.
The same thing.
Oh, Prey? Really?
Yeah, but the Predator in this one is supposed to have evolved. And it's black folk. I think he goes I want to say he goes to Africa or somewhere in this one. So somebody was like, oh, they love the Native American. We got to do minority folk.
Nice.
So
that would be really cool if you had like one with like the Africans, if you had like one with like Asian people. That would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
samurai.
Yeah.
Maori.
Wait,
oh my God.
Maori would be great.
Maori. Samurai.
Man.
Ancient Nubian with the IRL with the archers.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Fight on the Great Wall of China.
Just no Vikings. Yeah, just no Vikings, please. I'm done.
Yeah, no Vikings.
You know what? Honestly, I would like to see them go down into the Caribbean.
Yeah,
with the Maroons.
Yes, to like Paradise. He ain't sleeping on the beach with no rum. It's like, why is the rum gone?
Oh my God!
Because that guy.
Never mind. I know.
Predator versus Captain Jack. Okay.
It starts off with killing some of the slave masters on the plantation because they have guns.
Well, they're the right. I was just about to say, they're the ones with the guns.
Yeah, so they would be the.
And some of the Maroons find out, and they go after the Maroons. That's a good way to start.
Hey, Hollywood. Fuck you, pay us.
Right.
We got ideas, bitch.
Many ideas. Many.
I think it's another episode of Hollywood has stopped taking risks. They made it stop in 2000, but right now it looks really bad in terms of risk taking.
Man.
Unless you're A24.
Right.
But
I mean, everything's a cycle. So we will have our moment in the sun. I'm ready.
I ain't gonna bust that bubble. I ain't gonna bust that balloon because you're watching the Saints for me. So
nice. All right. Well, this was nice. This was not we didn't get into our political rage tonight. We'll save that for next week. We'll go out and watch some other shit, and we'll talk about that. Hey, this has been another thrilling episode of Mark Abbott Hates the Salem's Lot reboot.
It sucked.
I'm still gonna watch it.
Okay, well, you're allowed.
Thank you.
All right, look, folks, we're out of here. For myself and Denise Tapscott, Mark Abbott, and Kirk Johnson. And by the way, for those of you that think your eyes are playing tricks on you, no, Mark and Kirk are not in the same apartment. They're in different apartments. No, because if you look, everybody, real quick, because I'm not crazy. If you look at our screen, on my screen, they're right next to each other and their walls are the same color. And it's like, what? And I'm actually going to take a picture of it later and send it to you guys because it seriously almost looks like you guys are in the same fucking.
That's funny.
It's hysterical.
Oh, wow.
But anyway, enough of that bit of horseplay and grab ass. We're out of here. We love you. We mean it. And I don't know. What else can I say? Except we're out of here.